You'll find all the recipes featured on tonight's show and many more in Dierbergs' Everybody Cooks magazine. Just stop by any Dierbergs for your free copy while supplies last.
Welcome back. Now we're in the kitchen at Dierbergs Bogey Hills School of Cooking, and we're ready to make some weeknight meals. Sometimes you want to throw a thick, juicy steak on the grill, but for every night, it's nice to find something that's a little less expensive.
That's right. So we've taken some of your favorite everyday ad items, and we've switched them up a little bit for summertime grilling. Check out the article in the magazine called Cheap Grills. It's got lots of terrific ideas, and tonight we're going to show you two of those recipes.
The first one we want to show you is our smoked sausage Spiedini.
And Spiedini is always a favorite. You may think of it as beef or chicken rolled in breadcrumbs, but as promised, we've changed it up a little.
Well, the definition of Spiedini is actually meat and bread on a stick, and everything else is optional. So what we're going to do is start with a loaf of Dierbergs French baguette. I'm just going to cut that into a thick slice. Then I'll cut each slice into quarters, and that's going to give me a nice thick cube of bread. Then it's time to choose your favorite smoked sausage. You're going to cut that diagonally into half-inch thick slices. And you can use Polish sausage, kielbasa, even some of the lower fat turkey sausages. All of them will be delicious. I have some wooden skewers that have been soaking in water. I'm going to start by threading some bread onto the skewer. Then I'll add a slice of the sausage. And then for some color and extra flavor, some vegetables. I have some green onion that I've cut into 1-inch pieces. Also add some red pepper. And then I'll just continue threading the meat and veggies and bread on the skewer, starting and ending with bread so that it holds everything in place while it's cooking. I've made a simple vinaigrette to go with this recipe. This is some red wine vinegar with olive oil, Dijon mustard, a little honey, and also some herbs. I'm just going to brush that right over the kebabs before they go on the grill. Because the sausage is fully cooked, there are no food safety issues. We'll just coat them on all sides before we put them on to cook. The Spiedini cooks over medium-high heat until the bread is lightly toasted and the meat and the vegetables are lightly charred. That takes about 10 minutes, and you'll turn the skewers occasionally. The Spiedini is done. It smells absolutely delicious, yes. This would be great to serve as an appetizer, but to make it into a meal in one, I have some baby greens. I've tossed that with a little bit of the dressing. I'm just going to put some onto a serving plate. Then I can top that with 2 skewers of the Spiedini and serve a little of the extra dressing alongside. It makes a really quick dinner that's delicious and it's really pretty economical.
Right, and it's a really fun new take on Spiedini. I think people are going to enjoy trying that one.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Now we've got one other recipe to show you tonight. That's our Chesapeake lemon chicken. For this, we're using chicken thighs. They also are very economical and they're terrific on the grill. The first thing I need to do is make the dry rub. I've already measured out some Old Bay seasoning. You know that for seafood, but it also is really good with chicken. The only other thing I want to add is some rosemary. I'll go ahead and give that a quick stir. Now this is delicious on the chicken, but I am going to reserve a tablespoon because it's also delicious with some grilled veggies that are going to go with the chicken. Now my thighs are already trimmed. I'm just going to loosen the skin a little bit just to make a little pocket. You'll leave it intact as much as you can. Take a little bit of the seasoning and sprinkle it on. Just make sure you cover as much of the chicken as you can so you get all that great flavor. And I'll tuck a thin slice of lemon right under the skin and add a little bit more seasoning to the outside. Just rubbing that in. Put a little bit more seasoning on the bottom, and I'll just continue with the rest of the pieces of the chicken. The last thing I'm doing is just brushing these with a little bit of olive oil right on the skin top. That'll keep it from sticking to the grill and also helps that skin get nice and crispy as it cooks. Now put the chicken skin side down and cook it for about 2 minutes per side until it's nice and well browned. I move the chicken to the other side. I'll cook this over indirect heat for about 30 minutes until the chicken's done. Now the chicken's almost ready. I'm going to give it another 10 minutes or so. While that finishes, I can get my veggies ready. For this, I'm using Dierbergs grill-ready veggies, the zucchini planks. They're already washed and trimmed, so they're ready to grill. To prepare them, I'm just going to brush them with a little bit of olive oil and then use the same dry herb seasoning that I used on the chicken. Now they're coated on both sides and they're ready to go onto the grill for about 3 to 5 minutes per side. While they cook, I'm also going to put some lemons on the grill, cut side down to cook right alongside the zucchini. When the squash has nice color like this and it's really tender, it's ready to take off the grill. The last thing you want to take off are the lemons. Just a few minutes on the grill really helps them warm up the juices, and that's going to be the perfect flavor for the chicken. Once they're cool enough to handle, squeeze a little right over the top, and you've got one more delicious grill menu. Now, when it's too hot to cook, don't worry. Stay tuned. When we come back, Barbara and I are going to show you 2 cool summer salads. Stay tuned.